Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mistonia's Hope. Maybe gonna get Linus's ending. We'll see. But anyway, we knocked him. Well, we kind of knocked him out. Now he's in an illusion. But anyway, I think we flipped to his perspective. I think so. Oh, it was the dream I always had. I knew it nearly the moment it began. Looks like you're all better now. Yeah, I'm healthy enough to keep up now. It's all thanks to you. Right after that, it would shift to the nightmare. The village would go up in flames, and I'd cry and scream. Huh. The happy dream's still going? No matter how much time passed, the shift didn't happen. I only ran around the forest while she smiled. See? I can get to the top of the low tree like this in no time. I can climb taller trees, too. Wow, you're amazing, Spacey. You're a girl who could do anything, huh? She's adorable. She was energetic and bubbly, and her golden hair was stunning. When I looked up the tree, I saw dazzling, gentle light envelop her. Well, I can read. I can't. In my eyes, she was the sun itself. Oh, okay. I was like told that it was house. Yeah, no, that sentences can start that way. I cannot read right now. Told that it was Houseward's duty. I hopped around the country, never staying anywhere long, seeking the girl the queen wanted. But the truth is, those times were painful. While undergoing relentless training, I got injured. I strayed from my companions. I felt so helpless, I thought I might die all alone like that. And then I met her. She spoke to me so kindly and encouraged me. While she nursed me, she'd even cast a spell, hoping that I would heal faster. And then after I'd recovered enough, she brought me outside like this, saying it was rehab. We chatted and joked around so much, I grew to love her smile. I'd wanted to cherish her brilliant smile like a treasure. Still, I knew that I had to leave eventually, so I never planned to tell her. She was so radiant and dazzling that those words kind of slipped out by themselves. I like you. But I never got a reply. I remember her saying thanks, but that was it. That's because she didn't understand. That was what should have replayed in this dream, but somehow the girl in front of me smiled wide and said something else. I like you too, Linus. Huh? Did she just say she likes me? And she knew me as Liam, but she just called me Linus. Utterly confused, I stared at her. Suddenly, the person who stood there wasn't the girl from my memories, but the woman who'd been fighting fiercely with me today. I like you too. This isn't a lie to trick you or a strategy to weather out the storm. This is how I truly feel. Back then, what I felt for you was warm and pure. Compared to that, my feelings now are a mix of love and hatred, and it's suffocating. But at the same time, they're so much more precious to me than back then. I don't want to let go of them. I love you, Linus. I love every part of you. Your smile that's as radiant as the sun, and your ruthlessness that's as fierce as a beast. That's the same for me. I like you. I love you much, much more than back then. Even though it was a dream, her presence was like a scalding sun. My feelings raged within me. Without thinking, I reached out to her. But this is farewell, she uttered, almost admonishing me before smiling wistfully. Farewell? Why? She didn't reply. She only squeezed my hand once before letting go. Wait, no, you can't go! Oh. Please wait, Spacey! Roused by my own cry, my hand that reached to catch her cut through air. What was that dream? Well, the only one who calls him Lynn is Edward, right? Well, I saw someone sleeping on the ground, but I didn't expect it to be you, Lynn. Oh, no, it's Ascot. Okay, well, you know what? Okay, my first thought when I saw the thing was Ascot, because he's the one popping around. But I don't know if, has Ascot always called Linus Lynn? I guess he has. Maybe he has, and I just forgot anyway.
Well, well. I saw someone sleeping on the ground, but I didn't expect it to be you, Lynn.
I really wish that, like, when they did the question mark stuff, they weren't just all blue, that they were, like, the color of whoever was speaking. And, like, you know what I mean? Because it kind of just helps you figure out who it might be in advance. So that I give them the right voice. They're just not catering to me. I'm kidding, because obviously you'd hear the voice with it and you'd know who was talking. But Ascot? The man amusedly peered down at me should have been by the man amusedly peering down at me should have been by the Queen's side. Why are you here? What about Her Majesty?
Prioritizing your duty even at a time like this. I'm in no position to say this, but you're kind of restrained in a truly lamentable way.
What exactly is your point, may I ask? My ire suggested at the sympathy in his tone, surged at the sympathy in his tone, coupled with my doubt about him appearing here and now. I didn't hide my apprehension.
Now don't look at me like that. You chose not to chase the lady who has your heart. You might lose her again because of the binds of your blood. And I think that's hilarious.
What? It can't be... Ascot, you actually knew who she...
Does that really matter right now? Whatever. You're awake, so I suppose I should take my leave.
Saying that, he began to walk away. I was torn between letting him go and disposing of him. Again, part of me still thinks like, you kind of took a little of the magic out of Ascot's route, but at the same time, I'm like, but maybe not. But I am kind of enjoying that he's here saying stuff like, he gave us the knife to take down the Queen. He's like fucking saying shit to Lannis, and you're like, what is your deal? And it does add a lot of more mystery to him. So, you know what? I'm not mad about it. Like, I still have that tiny little part that's like, well, yeah, but then like, in his route, if you were like, he's like a friend of the Queen and he's in love with the Queen, like he loves the Queen and he's like not going to help me, and then he helps you, you'd be like, wait, what? It'd be unexpected. Now we know what to kind of expect, but at the same time, you're like, okay, he might try to help you, but she's not going to know that at first, and then it's going to be like, why though? Why? Like, what's the big mystery here? Because you're hiding some shit. Because, like, never would have expected this. So, fair enough.
Let me give you one piece of advice. The characteristic of your clan is a compulsion to protect female fae in general. Nothing more. Clear enough. In the end, it all comes down to how strong your feelings are for the lady. Is the person that's truly important to you the Queen, or your first love? Adieu, Lynn.
I focused my mind on Ascot's words rather than the man himself walking into the distance. Then I recalled the dream I just had. Somewhere far in the distance, I heard faint footsteps that were fading away, and my mind suddenly cleared. I looked around. Of course I didn't see her here, but there was the slightest lingering warmth on my hand. It was no mere dream. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze, and then it was like, and then it was like, it didn't come out, and then I was like, but it's still there, and I had to wait to actually sneeze. Jesus Christ. Did you show me that dream? I need to go. I need to go and... I stopped before I said the wrong thing. My Kusith blood, still loyal to the Queen, compelled me from the depths of my body. No, but I like how Ascot's like, you have to protect a Fae woman. Like, that's what it is. It's just a compulsion, but who's the most important to you? Because it doesn't have to be the Queen. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically like, you do have a choice. Because right now it's two Fae women with Fae blood, basically. One's full blood, and obviously we're not. But you know what I mean? Battling it out, you don't have to choose the Queen. You can choose the other one. Now, if it was one of the men fighting the Queen, he's going to fight for the Queen, because that's what his blood says. But now you have a choice. His voice was speaking in my head the entire time during that incident 8 years ago. Back then I said, "No, stop it, please." And unable to even move, I could only watch as the tragedy unfolded. I'd been an indecisive boy, unable to follow my duty as a Ku Sith, and equally unable to protect the girl I liked. Am I going to repeat that history? No, my Ku Sith blood whispered. Make the right choice this time. Protect the queen. My tenacious curse bound me, refusing to let go. Nevertheless, the tender and gentle illusion she'd weaved for me pushed my feet forward. I stood up rigorously as if to shake off the whispers before heading toward the footsteps. Are we flipping back to my perspective? Thank God, because we're trying to read all that with his voice. It hurts. Not perturbed in the slightest, this woman sat with an unruffled smile as if nothing of note was happening around her. I'm so happy. I never thought you'd be the one to come see me. Hey, tell me who you are, dear. Are you really the person I've wanted to see all this time? I didn't answer the queen, asking me so innocently. I only took one step, then another, closer to her. Min has been awfully stubborn keeping you away from me. He said it's because I'd be in danger. But that means you're the very girl I've been searching for all this time, aren't you? With a blink, the queen's eyes, which I believed could only harbor madness, sharpened. Under her piercing gaze, my body trembled. You should be like, yes, let me give you a hug, and then you whip out your knife and slice her wings off. I'm just saying. Ascot probably should have told you how to use that knife. Is this fear, or is it anticipation? Anticipation. An emotion that made my heart race and my hair stand on end nearly took over me. But the one I'd harbored for 8 years was stronger. Hatred. I would kill this woman that was behind it all and achieve my revenge. That was the only thing I'd lived for all this time. And that's why I won't stop here. Finally, I was so close that I was before the queen. Telling myself not to get swallowed up by her obsession, I reached into my pocket. Hey, it's you, isn't it, Spacey? I'll be the one to answer that. Oh, no, it's... Okay, it was Oberon. Well, Oberon and Linus have similar voice. I can never... You know what? I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead. That's it. We're done. Bye. Like, what the fuck? I can't... Anyway. Almost exactly as I retrieved my pocket watch, his voice rang out. What appeared wasn't his usual Robin form, but a youthful one I'd only met once in the forest. It's been a long time, Tia. I missed you. Oberon, the Fae King, wedged himself between me and the queen. Goodness, it really has been so long, Oberon. I wanted to see you too. The queen looked as if she only had eyes for me. She rolled her eyes over to Oberon. You know, I'm kind of curious because he said she took his wing, right? But she's got like 6. So like if you count like 3 on each side, right? But he really only has 4, so if she took one, which one's missing? You know what I mean? Oh, well, actually, you know what? No, that makes sense. Never mind, because he gave us one too. So he would have technically 3 on each side as well. She took one, he gave us the other one. That's right. So there you go. Okay. Yeah, I've just never looked that close and thought about it, really. Like, it just, for some reason, I was like, huh, right, yeah, she's got 6. Well, listen, halfway through the game, whatever. The queen looked as if... Oh, right, no, we read that. Okay. Unlike when speaking with me, she addressed her husband dispassionately. Did you come to find me because you changed your mind? Willing to lend me your powers again? Yeah, that's right. But I have one condition. You must come back to Tir Nanog with me. This again? Wait, Oberon, this isn't what you promised. Realizing that the conversation was going in a wayward direction, I interrupted. Oberon, however, only scoffed. How is it any different? I lent you my power so that I could see Tia, and you brought me all the way to her side. With this, our contract has been fulfilled, so I'll be taking that back. A whirlwind manifested, whipping to my hand and lifting the pocket watch up and away. No! He was going to take whatever he wanted, was what it seemed like, but Oberon skillfully removed only his wing and returned the watch. I clenched my hand tightly, watch and all, and considered Oberon's flippancy. I glared daggers at him. Okay, well, we can now. Are we going to fight the king and the queen? Because Linus could come in and I'd be like, kill Oberon. And he'd be like, all right. And we could. They get away. Like, he takes her back to Tir Nanog and disappears with her, and we get what we want. But are we going to actually get to, like, kill them? Because that's kind of crazy. Contract has been fulfilled. I can't accept that. Didn't you tell me to take back your wing from the queen? Not to mention, your conversation now suggests that you're leaving for Tirnanog before I can kill her. And see, but the thing is, he always takes his wings back, whatever, but he never puts them back on, so they're just there. I already knew his answer, but I still reproached him. Oberon tisked at me with pity. When that weakened she is, I can take back my wing myself. I don't need to kill Tia for that, nor have I told you it's fine to kill her. So you're getting in the way of my revenge? Well, I suppose yes, if you're going to try and kill Tia. Tension was high between us, threatening to snap at any time. The one who dispelled it was none other than the subject of our argument. Hey, Oberon! You still haven't answered me, but I guess that's an answer itself. Even though we were debating her murder, the queen's voice was filled with overt delight. The child is my adorable girl, isn't she? She is, right? Yeah, she is no doubt the descendant of Einzel you've been looking for, Spacey. Hearing that, the queen clasped her hands in front of her chest, erupting in joy. Oh my, I've been waiting for this day for too long. I've wanted to get a hold of you for the longest time. You will come with me, yes? That's why you came all the way here, yes? Once again, the queen looked like she only had eyes for me. I quietly bared my knife at her. No, I came here to kill you. I'll take revenge for what you did 8 years ago. I won't ever forgive you for what you did to my family and the villagers. Atone for your crimes with your life. I screamed and rushed her, knife in hand, but before the tip of my blade could pierce her. Hey, didn't I just say I won't let you? This is my first chance to talk to her in person after so long. Don't get in my way. Even though we were indoors, a powerful gust swept through the room, flinging my knife away. Damn you, motherfucker. Do I have to fight both the queen and king? My chances of winning are hopeless. I'd finally managed to make it this far after persevering for so long, but faced with such strong opponents, I felt driven to the wall, until I was aided by someone most unexpected. Well, Linus, obviously. You're the one who's in our way, Oberon. Oh, no, actually, that's way more unexpected than Linus is Tia fighting her husband. She attacked Oberon. What's going on? The queen wore a face of rapture as she held out her palm toward Oberon. This child was willing to come to my side at last. Of course I won't return to Tir Nanog. I want to stay here and have much more fun. Right, Tia. That's the kind of person you are. There was no way you'd come back without a struggle. I planned on coming out after she weakened you, but when she actually got close to you, I moved before I could think. Now that I'm here, I'm not going back empty-handed. Climbing casually back onto his feet, Oberon turned his own palm to the queen. And thus the curtains raised on the battle between king and queen, while I was left on the sidelines, neglected. Oh, that's okay. Linus will come and we can fight. I don't think you can win against me in your current state. I've got one of your wings after all. Huh, sure. I'm missing one of my wings, but my obsession with you more than makes up for it. And you're feebler than you let on. You know, you got to appreciate a man who's like, yeah, but I'm so obsessed with you, I can fight like this anyway. And it's like, that's darkly romantic. That's some dark romance stuff right there. I'm here for it. The clash of power between two pure fae was staggering, and the gales raised the room. To me, they seemed evenly matched. If they take each other out like this, it works for me. But Oberon would never choose to kill the queen. I probably only had one option. With a plan in mind, I circled around to Oberon's back while avoiding their attention. Oh, are you already out of breath?
How pathetic for the supposed faking!
You look so battered that it's hard to imagine you're facing someone down a wing. Your age has started to show. Come on, enough already. I couldn't care less about the fate of Grand Albion. Let's live happily together again like the old days.
Sensing that Oberon's focus was completely on the queen, I reached out to him, not with my knife hand, but my empty hand.
Spacey, what are you?
He finally noticed me, however, it's too late, Oberon.
What?
I'd already activated my face side hand that was touching his body.
Huh? You're... Fool! If you take me out, Tia will do as she pleases with you.
Even though Oberon took his wing back, I can still use my power, but an illusion of this degree isn't nearly enough to defeat him. Not for me to defeat him, that is. Good girl, Spacey! Now I win! Defenseless, Oberon was struck by the queen's attack and was sent flying across the room.
Tia!
He let out one last obsessive cry, but before his body slammed onto the ground, he disappeared as if melting into the air. He's definitely not dead. Did he run away? I don't sense him anywhere nearby, so maybe he's gone back to Tirnanog. But he didn't matter so long as he was no longer in my way. Wonderful! Now I can fulfill my wish without anyone interrupting! As the queen giggled, I thrust my hand toward her. This time, the hand that held my knife. No, I'm the one who'll fulfill my wish. I've been waiting for this moment. Once Oberon was defeated, the queen would let her guard down. That had been my aim. The knife I now wielded wasn't my own, but the knife of silver and iron that I'd kept tucked away. Ascot, I'm putting my faith in you. That might be a stupid decision, but at the same time, I feel like it's not. But it could potentially be. Shouting that in my mind, I swung the silver knife down at the queen's wings. Ah! Oh, right, I forgot she had the creepy long fingernails, too. Did I kill her? Hearing the ear-splitting scream, I was almost convinced of my victory. But then... Bad girl! You're a bad girl! The bad child deserves a painful lesson! A powerful force ran through my body, flinging me backward. I tried to stand, but I couldn't feel my limbs. Even so, I picked up my fallen knife. Because I couldn't command my hand properly, the best I could do was clutch it limply. I'm so close, and yet... The queen dragged her body across the ground, drawing nearer to me. Like me, she was wounded. All I needed was one last strike. As much as a scratch on her, and I'd defeat her for good. But regardless of my drive, my weak grip almost dropped my weapon again. I don't have to stand. I'll stay grounded if need be. As long as I can reach her with just the tip of the blade when she gets close. Please, give me strength. I didn't know who I was praying to. Was it my family that I loved? John, who had fought alongside me all this time? Perhaps I was praying to all of them, but the one who took my hand was him. Oh, are we getting to CG? Oh, you know what? This is adorable. She's all banged up. He's a little banged up. But we got all the wings intertwined, and he's got his fluffy ears and no terrifying fingernails. How adorable. Oh, it's so pretty. They do a really beautiful job with, like, the light and everything in these CGs. You know what I mean? Like, the wings are absolutely glowing. You know what I mean? Like, oh. Spacey, get a grip! Linus. Stunned by disbelief, I called his name. I didn't even have the strength to turn around, but I would never mistake his voice or his warmth for anyone else. Linus hugged me from behind just before I collapsed and was propping up my trembling hand. I can read. No, I can't. He held the knife together with me. I'll support you, so look forward. Why? Why are you helping me? I fought back tears.
In response, his arm supporting me held me tighter. Why didn't you kill me? Why show me such a kind illusion? You entrusted the feelings you couldn't say out loud to the illusion to convey to me. Can I assume that? Yes. I knew I was going to be my last chance, so I wanted to tell you. No matter how I tried to erase them, my feelings for you stubbornly stayed, so I had to tell you, even indirectly like that. Though I couldn't see his face, I could sense Linus smiling after hearing my response. I can read! It's the same for me. I learned that there's something I can never give up on. I don't want you to die. I want to help you. This time I won't make the wrong choice. I don't want to be the indecisive boy I was. I want to follow my heart. Aww. Thank you. From the passion in his voice to the strength in his arms, his love was painfully clear. I can trust him. I can trust Linus. I was elated to believe that without a shred of doubt. It gave me strength and courage. Once the queen comes near, I'll use my knife. I'll swing it together with you. Yeah, let's do this together. My washing machine's making a ruckus over there, Jesus. Min, you are a Kusith. How are you betraying me? That shouldn't be possible, should it? The queen frowned at Linus with imploring, compassionate eyes as she slowly approached us. Linus, however, wasn't daunted by her gaze. He spoke decisively to her. Oh, back to the CG. I'm not betraying you. I chose her over you. That's all. What's with that? That's blasphemy. I am everything to your kind. Fuming with indignation, the queen closed the gap between her and us in one go. But to me, it was like she was moving in slow motion. Now, Spacey! Yes! No sooner had the queen thrust out her hand than we swung out our knife. The next moment, a blinding light engulfed us. I couldn't get the icon longer. He's screaming as my washing machine is sounding like a jet engine over there. No. Why does this have to happen again? Why did you and I have to... With her shriek, for a moment, I thought I heard a small whisper floating in the air. Did we kill her? The queen's scream rang in my ears, but it gradually faded away, replaced by silence. Slowly, the light subsided. When I opened my eyes, what I saw was... There's no one here. As if no one had been there from the start, only a vast, decimated room lay before us, with flames crackling over rubble. I don't know why, but I feel sure. The queen is no longer in this world. I managed to defeat her. Oberon could have taken her away. It doesn't matter. I said it out loud, hoping it would feel more real. Rather than a sense of accomplishment, however, I was seized by loss and pain. It's as if I've lost a part of myself. I'm sure that everyone with Fey blood is feeling this right now. This grief was the most indisputable proof that the queen was no more. Maybe we actually did kill her this time. If this is how I feel, what about Linus? As a Kus Sith loyal to the queen, his pain must be unbearable. No, because he's loyal to you. Worried, I looked up at Linus's face as he still supported me. Oh, look, they just changed their little glance at each other. She put her little hand on his that's on his shoulder, too. He shed silent tears. Are you really not going to regret this? You're a Kus Sith. Linus looked like he lost his home. My heart ached for him. Then his amber eyes regained some light as he gently gazed at me. I'm the descendant of Kus Sith, but I'm not Kus Sith itself. My name is Linus. I'm Linus, a simple man who loves you. So, call my name. Please, Spacey. Linus. Calling his name filled me with happiness. With love washing over me, I spoke the words I had wanted to say for years. I've caught you. I hugged Linus's arm and squeezed him tight. and he tightened his hold on me in turn. I'm sorry, but can we just stop for a second in the I've caught you? Because the whole tag game and I'll catch you. No, you won't. And then, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, whoever wrote this. Get out. You know what? Come back. Don't get out. But, like, give me a minute. Stop it. Why are you so good at this? Me too. I've caught you, Spacey. Stop it. Oh, God. Linus is my least favorite love interest just because he's adorable babyface. But still, route 10 out of 10. Amazing. Like, it's beautiful. This whole fucking game. Jesus. This game. Like a 15 out of 10. Only a handful of people knew the truth about the events at the exhibition venue that day. Nevertheless, the entire nation learned of the Queen's passing almost immediately. As if pouring salt on the wound of the shaken populace, the Queen's numerous cases of misgovernance were also publicized. One would think that Grand Albion would be plunged into unprecedented pandemonium, but with Edward and Alfred as the core, the five houses announced that they'd take over governing, and they shoulder that responsibility with awe-inspiring competence. The declaration was made with perfect timing. Though some were suspicious and displeased, the nation steadily recovered its peace. Now, as for me, I'd accepted Linus's offer to recuperate from my wounds in the Ward townhouse. But I've got to leave this estate soon. The situation has changed completely, after all. I was deep in thought, reflecting on House Ward's recent atmosphere, when a lively knock rapped on my door. Spacey, can I come in? Yes, go ahead. As soon as I replied, the door opened to reveal a glimpse of brightly colored hair. His round eyes were slightly dimmed with concern. How are your injuries? I'm already all better now. Don't worry. You sure? Your leg must hurt a lot. Are there possibly bruises left from the time I grabbed it? Linus didn't have his fluffy ears out now, but I imagined them drooping down despondently. He's bothered by what happened, huh? I can walk fine. I can even run. There aren't any bruises left either. If you don't believe me, do you want to take a look? Oh my God, you're going to show a Victorian man a thigh? Well, okay, probably a calf, but like ankle? Girl, make sure those ankles are covered if you're going to show him calf and knee. Jesus. Jesus. His ears are going to come popping out. He was so dejected that I felt somewhat sorry for him. To show him evidence of my recovery, I moved to pull up my skirt, but then he's like, girl, what the fuck? This would be a modern woman if we were time traveling or got isekai'd into the past or something. He'd be like, look, my leg is fine. And it'd just be like your ankle. And they'd be like, oh God, don't do that. Impropriety. And we're like, yeah, okay, I'm not flashing my vagina at you, Jesus. It's an ankle, man. Oh my God, his ears are going to come flying out. You don't have to. Look, he's bright fucking red. He waved his hands exaggeratedly and made a fuss. At least a flustered blush replaced his depression. The way he's so expressive is still so fun to watch. I hadn't seen it since we were kids. It's nice to see this side of him again. A bright personality that always surprised me. A frosty and merciless warrior. It was curious how they coexisted inside him. You know, by the looks of it, this isn't an act or anything. It's your honest nature. It's kind of tough to react to. It appeared he was thinking the same thing, but about me. Just as I was about to ask what he meant, a voice called out behind him. Lord Linus, you have guests. Got it. I'll head over right away. I knew it. It's better for me to leave this estate as soon as possible. Once he finished alerting Linus, the man directed a conflicted gaze at me before leaving. Everyone was on edge. After the battle, Linus explained to his house that he'd been the one to assassinate the queen. I told him I didn't mind telling the truth, but he was very stubborn about it. When they received that news, some of his household denounced him, but there were also many who supported him. His charisma and popularity likely played a big part. In this way, House Ward had been divided in two, but there was one common understanding between the Linus and anti-Linus factions. They all agree that I was the one who planted the seed that started it all. That's what they think of me, so I can't stay here. Maybe I should leave Rowan altogether. I was immersed in my pondering until I noticed Linus was still looking at me. Didn't he say that you have guests? You sure you don't have to go? Well, I'm going, but if your wounds are recovering well, I was wondering if you'd want to tag along. The guests today also came to check on you. Me? Who in the world would do that? The five houses. You'll know once you see them. Linus replied ambiguously but meaningfully. He brought me along to his drawing room. I mean, come on, Jesus Christ, girl, put the pieces together. Unless it's the servants, too. Nope, it's everybody from the five houses like I originally thought. But, like, I want our friends to know we're okay. It's been a while. It's great to see you in good health. Lord Edward, Lord Alfred, too? I reunited with people I never expected. I blinked in surprise. I heard from Linus that they knew my situation, but it was my first time meeting them looking like myself. So this is what you actually look like. Yeah, I think this suits you better. You look like a good match standing next to Lynn, too. Do you think so? I didn't know how to reply. Edward looked between me and Linus calmly, and maybe even with a bit of a smirk. Looks like Edward knows the significance of me being here. But honestly, I'm still unsure what I should feel about the other five houses. I haven't had the chance to ask them properly what happened 8 years ago. Okay, obviously they know who I am this time. Because I feel like in Alfred's route, they kept it hush-hush. And in Lucas's route, it was like I'm working as a secretary. They didn't really reveal who I was to anybody else. It was like, okay, we'll keep that on the down low. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way it kind of felt. But this is like, nope, everybody knows I'm me. You know? Still, I could maintain my composure in front of these two, and I really owed that to John. After I took revenge on the Queen, I'd only managed to exchange a few words with John. We hadn't had a proper conversation yet. Well, at least he's not dead. But Linus had told me about John's actions in the aftermath. After I decided to recuperate here, Linus had gone out to see him. You dealt some severe injuries to my kin, so I'm a little torn about what to say. For now, I'll report she's in good health. Her wounds aren't grave. I was the one who harmed her, so I'll take responsibility to nurse her back to health. Same here about struggling to figure out what to say, but the lady wishes to stay by you. I've no right to object. I'm thankful you'll take care of her. I don't want to probe too deeply, so I'll interpret that as gratitude from a childhood friend. Do you have any messages for her? Oh, I'll take that as gratitude from a childhood friend. You better not be trying to make moves on my woman. That's Linus's warning. And John's like, I've been with her for the last 8 years, and I'm not responsible for the death of her family, bitch. That we know of. I would assume if anyone's innocent, it'd be John. You know? In that case, tell the lady that I'm working on making a place where she can feel safe. Also, relay to her I'm cooperating with the Bernstein and Cresswell sons for that sake. With those two? Huh, I didn't expect that. Now that the Queen's gone, there's a significant number of people inclined to restore House Randolph's honor. Those two are at the forefront of that movement. You want the same, don't you? Yeah, okay, so see, if then it wasn't like restoring my house's honor or whatever, because the Queen just disappeared. She wasn't dead. Now that she's dead, I guess it's different, but also, I mean, they gotta kind of progress a little and change the ending a little bit, so fine. Yeah, I can't deny that. A place where I can feel safe. It's just like John to say that. Since he chose to work with these two, I have nothing to say to them. Not now, at least. There would eventually be a day when we had to have a proper conversation about it. But not today. While I organized my feelings, Edward and Linus were deep in conversation. And how are things here? I figured Ward was probably experiencing the most chaos out of all of us. I've done most of what I can. I've done most of what I can achieve here. Wow. But I've got to head back to our domain soon, or else I'll start getting anxious. I also want to check on those stationed around the nation. Ward was dispatched on various missions for the Queen, after all. Well, we're a big mess, but I heard that there's been a lot of commotion in Bernstein. So, Ed, is everything okay on your end? Linus bounced the question back. Edward grimaced slightly before answering, a hint of resignation in his tone. The rift between me and my father intensified, but I was prepared for that. Patience and communication are the only remedies. But my sister is very shaken by Her Majesty's passing. She's secluding herself in a wellness retreat. I'll be paying her a visit soon. Yeah, see, okay, okay. Something sus about that. Put a pin in that, okay? Like, I feel like that just adds to the something sus about Lily. It's not just like, oh, Lily loved the queen and she was friends with the queen, and of course, then you would be distraught about it. But I just feel like it's meant to, add a little spark to the Lily is sus as fuck flame. You know what I mean? Lady Lily. Hey, see, how are things in your household, Alfred? Addressed by Linus, Alfred put on a harsh frown like he always did as he reported matter-of-factly. Oh, but look at his resting bitch face. It's beautiful. There hasn't been any major disorder in Cresswell. We've accepted the situation solemnly and are adapting to the new ways of our nation. I never expected anything less from you, Alfred. You're very dependable. Linus's respect for Alfred rang in his voice, but not even the ghost of a smile graced Alfred's lips as he continued. So, I'm sure that it's clear by now, but you're the one with the most concerns to deal with. Therefore, you can entrust the matters of the country to us and focus on your own affairs. His tone was strict as ever, but his message was filled with worry. Linus looked between his visitors before speaking again. Do you mean that it's all right for me to leave Rowan? I believe that's what I said. You can dump all the difficult stuff on us and go check on your domain and your kin. I don't see Ascot around that much, but Lucas has been willing to cooperate too. As long as we three houses come together, we'll manage. So it's okay even if your trip ends up a little long. I suggest you bring her. Huh? Edward suddenly turned toward me, and this time I blinked in a stupor. He addressed me warmly. This is just my guess, but you probably think you shouldn't be here anymore, don't you? I can gather that much from the atmosphere here. Seeing both Linus and I at a loss for words, Edward forced a cheery tone. It's always great to have company on a journey, especially when your companion's someone you have affection for, right? Going on a journey together. I looked up at Linus's face as I considered it. His eyes had softened from surprise to a smile. Then, do you want to come, Spacey? I do. Take me with you. Before I could consider it properly, my honest feelings leapt out of my mouth. Linus matched my eagerness. Yeah, let's go. I want to journey with you. Just the two of us. When we departed Rowan, we didn't head straight for the Ward domain. We decided to first visit the place where everything started for us, Eltbeek, where memories both grim and kind slumbered. Changing from carriage to carriage across several days, we covered the last stretch to the village on foot. We were on a very tight schedule, but with Linus, I never felt hurried. But then we might have gotten a bit too relaxed. When we neared the village, our feelings got ahead of us. We wound up walking deep into the night without a care. When we finally arrived, even the night beasts and the mice they hunted were fast asleep. I don't know, I just heard a fucking owl. Sorry for making us come at a time like this. No, don't apologize. I also wanted to come as soon as possible. In fact, maybe it's more meaningful that we arrived at night. Look at his little traveling outfit. It's adorable. I love it. So cute. Yeah. The tragedy 8 years ago had happened at night. I'd run away and Linus could only helplessly watch as the village burned down. Now the two of us stood shoulder to shoulder in this place by our own power, with our own wills. We'd arrived right on time for us. I rushed because I knew we were close. Now it's almost dawn. It'd be difficult to navigate the rubble in darkness, but the moonlight was bright enough to light up the village. Is it okay if we walk around for a bit? Of course. Be dangerous if you fell over, though, so let's hold hands. I'm not clumsy. I've got relatively good reflexes, so even if I trip over some debris, I won't come crashing down. I retorted with fiery determination, and Linus gave me a troubled smile. Yeah, I know you got great athletic abilities, but still, let's hold hands, okay? It's always better to be safe than sorry. Like, girl, she's like, I'm not gonna fall down, but girl, he was just trying to hold your motherfucking hand. Saying that, he took my hand without giving me any time to refuse. My heart skipped a beat, and I began crafting excuses in my mind. I don't dislike it. I'm just lost because I'm not used to stuff like this. Oh, look, she's blushing now. In fact, Linus's touch always brought me bliss. That said, I only had the heart to think about such things in the beginning. As we walked on, my heart sank with every step. This was where the bakery used to be. The house over there had a kind grandma. This is the house of Auntie Molly, who always said hello. Toby went everywhere laughing. When I told him jokes, he'd laugh all day. Speezy, are you okay? Look at Linus's sad little eyes. Somewhere down the line, I tightened my grip on his hand. Linus called to me worriedly. Yeah. As I replied, I saw that we were approaching the place I'd have the most trouble with. But we're going to see it soon. Yeah, I know. I remember. Watch your feet. One step at a time. Are we going to the forest? Oh, this is the meadow. Okay, well, this is kind of the same place we went with Lucas, too. Eventually, our feet stopped where my home used to be. It was the only place I had heartwarming memories of my family. And even though it was only for a short time, this was also the place where I lived with Linus. I thought I might break down, but there's too little left of it to even cry over. I could no longer associate the mountains of rubble with the estate where I'd shared joy and laughter with my family. When I visited this place with John after that night, despair had overwhelmed me. But now, sorry. But now there was only wistful loneliness. It's all in the past now, huh? The words came out by themselves. I accidentally hit the button. Me too. When I turned around, the landscape had made me sentimental. The landscape that had made me sentimental earlier now only looked like foreign ruins and meaningless rocks. More than ever, I felt the passing of time. Hey, do you still want to kill me after all? It was a faint whisper, but I still caught it. I gazed at Linus. He was hanging his head, stifled anguish in his expression. I wanted to come here with you for a reason. If you changed your mind and think you can't forgive me, you can take your revenge now. You have that right. I was the trigger that led to the tragedy that stole everything from you. You have every right to condemn me. You were a child, though. Seriously, Linus? You still want me to kill you? Yeah. I'm a knight who doesn't want to bring back my beloved as a flower. The day of the opera came rushing back to me. It had transformed into a nostalgic memory. Now that my mission was over, thinking about it, it had been fun. I say that time flows. I guess it's true. It overcomes and outruns all kinds of feelings, and in the end, only leaves behind nostalgia. But I was only able to think this way now that I had someone with whom I wanted to move forward. Back then, you said that being condemned and stabbed sounded more liberating. But I don't want to do that anymore. So, this is what I will do. I leaned toward him and stood on my tiptoes. In the split second before I closed my eyes, I saw the faraway horizon begin glowing bright. Oh, we're getting a kiss, CG. Look at how beautiful it is. Jesus Christ, with her dress flowing in the wind, and we're like leaning up against. Oh, oh, it's just beautiful. No more bad dreams. They've gone away, Linus. I pressed my lips against his. Wave goodbye to the quiet moon. Send a kiss to the bright sun soon. I felt like the spell I once cast on him had finally borne fruit. Even with my eyes closed, the dazzling light of the dawn streamed through my eyelids. The long, long night was ending at last. I pulled away and opened my eyes. There he was, my son, illuminated by the light of dawn. Linus smiled at me with tears in his eyes. I see. So my nightmares finally come to an end. You ended it for me. You came bringing dawn with you. No, the two of us came bringing dawn together. We ended our bad dreams hand in hand. Together, huh? I'm so happy to hear that. If that's what you say, that must be true. This time Linus leaned in to press a gentle kiss to my lips. Feeling his tender warmth, my mind went to the people that I'd lost. I could never ask you to forgive me for taking his hand. I even think I deserve your hate and resentment. Even then, will at least you understand me, Mother? I asked that question in my heart. It might have been just a wishful delusion, but I felt like the mother in my memories was nodding. I love you, Linus. My voice was thick with a myriad emotions as I said it. Lifting up a lock of my hair, Linus's eyes were soft and safe. I love you too, Spacey. Did you know? I once thought that you're just like a glistening, shining sun. This is the first time I've heard about it. We exchanged smiles and yet another kiss. Then I repeated my spell. No more bad dreams. They've gone away. Shortly dawn will come, lighting up the day. Wave goodbye to the quiet moon. Send a kiss to the bright sun soon. I wanted to dedicate the last verse to this land. Huddling up to Linus, I ended the rhyme. My dear, my precious, I will bring dawn with me, so may you rest, forever peaceful and carefree. It's like saying that to like her family and the ghosts. That's so like ridiculously pretty at the end. Like, it is like the perfect end line. Oh.
ずっと俺が見る悪夢に終わりはないと思ってた。どうしたって過去は変えられない。大切だと思った子を、恩ある人たちを、俺が死に追いやったんだって。でも、また会えた。そして君が俺を好きだと笑ってくれているなんて。まるで、夢を見ているみたいだよ。どうか、この夢が決して覚めることがないように。一緒にいよう。
I always forget that like, I always forget. I did not finish Lucas's that long ago. Like, there was only a couple of days between when I finished and I started this one, and yet I totally fucking forgot. Oh my god. Yes, okay. Let's go to the treasure chest.
I know. Hi, Booger. I know. Wait, you guys, I know you need a little breaky, but let's go let's start looking at our CGs. Let's get the CG started. Okay.
And we can... That's the change the variation is X. Okay. And then we can skip ahead. All right. And this is when we first see him. How adorable. And then I'm grabbing our hand.
All right. You gotta go potties, buddy?
Good boy.
Thank you.
This one was cute. This scene was cute, though, with us like, that's not shrunk. I'm not shrunk. No, it's just you're cute. Whatever. I do love her, though, with like, okay, I mean, she's adorable anyway, but I like her with her little, like, glasses and shit. It's so much cuter. Like, it's so different. I like it. As opposed to, oh, we're blonde and blue-eyed. Of course. But I like her with her dark hair and her glasses. It's cuter. Okay, so that was the same. Okay. Aw. This one's cute with the... going through the... You know, the ballroom. Yes. That, the opera. I like her face in this one. It's cute. Aw. And when we were ill, and he's repeating that poem to us. How sweet. And I mean, seriously, risque. Look at him, cans on my thighs. And when she was gonna like, look, I'll show you my leg, it's not injured, he freaks out. Sir, as if your hands haven't been almost cupping my ass right there. Give me a break. Sir, you are feeling up some shit. If I had a knife strapped to my thigh, you'd have noticed. So I don't want to hear anything if I'm like, look, my calf is fine. Although, to be fair to him, he's like, yes, I saw thigh, but it wasn't ankle, because we have socks on. Oh, I do love the intensity of them staring at each other. Although, I mean, bad job for Linus on this one because Edward steals the show. Like, look at that. Look at how glorious that bastard is. This one's cute. And I like how they make her, like, it's the reflection, you know? But it's also kind of interesting. I mean, it's one of those, like, Jesus Christ, that window is like a mirror with how, like, fucking clearly you can see her, but I mean, obviously it's for the purposes of us being able to see her and, because otherwise if they made her like hazier or whatever, it wouldn't give the same effect, but still though. Those windows are clean, girls. You did a damn good job. But I like this one. It is cute. And this one, like, okay, his fingernails are disturbing. Don't look at them. But like her face, I don't know. I love it. I love the way they make her look like she's having a grand time. Like, yes, we're having fun. I'm going to stab the man I love. Like, it's kind of unhinged. Like, she just looks like she's like, yes, okay. Like, it's not the most joy on a face, but it's very like, yes, we are going to have fun and stab each other. And we're going to do it politely with smiles on our faces. You know what I mean? Like, there's something unhinged about smiling while you're about to, like, fight to the death with the man you love. Like, I love it. But Linus's hands are disturbing as fuck. One, because they're ginormous. And two, because those fingernails are gross. Yeah, this one's pretty. I mean, again, the lighting and everything and the color, everything's really pretty regardless. You know what I mean? But I do like how they're holding the knife, and then afterward, like, the variation of this is her, like, are you okay? And the way he's softly looking at her, and she's holding his hand on her shoulder. It's so cute. It's so adorable. This one's beautiful. I have to sneeze. Hold on. That must be the end of it. Oh, and you can't... No, that was not what I meant to do. Okay, yeah, no, that is. It doesn't, like, loop around when it goes to the end. Okay, so that was all of them, and then we get 2 in our endings, so. Oops. But anyway, it's going to be this one. This one's beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. The throwing on the bed and getting a little frisky CG is lovely for a kiss CG, but this one is like, But yeah, no, overall, good time with Linus's route. Again, he's still going to be my least favorite just because baby-faced and adorable. You know what I mean? He's not my jam. But I like what they did with it. You know what I mean? With how they tied him into killing her family. He's a child that knew her and then inadvertently told them and then didn't know what was going to happen. And was like, wait, I was told to find her and I found her. And what do you mean you're going to kill them? You know what I mean? And then his blood being he has to listen to Fey women, and he doesn't really have a choice. Plus, after what happened with our family, it was like, okay, I'm going to throw myself into my work harder because this family looked down on him, kind of like, oh God, get over it. You know what I mean? It's all about your duty and don't, get it twisted. So, and then the girl he cared about was dead. So, like, in his mind, so throws himself into his work. It's like your way of dealing with trauma and his blood in general. So, but then like Ascot walking up and being like, I'm just saying they're both women with Fey blood. So, you could pick one of them. I mean, like, it was actually really nice, And I mean, again, too, I'll give them credit for the being like his family splitting and being like, whoa, 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 instead of everyone being like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Because of their station and how inherently tied to the queen that they were, even based in their blood. So, like, they didn't make that choice, and some of them would have supported him and been like, no, okay, we trust in him. If he did that, it was probably for a reason. And then also with the evidence of all the things that the queen was doing that were bad, they're like, oh yeah, no, fuck that. But everyone else being like, no, we must be loyal to the queen, still kind of brainwashed a little. Like, it was at least nice that they kind of, I mean, yes, it was just in passing, but throwing it in there, at least thinking about that, like, his house wouldn't be the same based on their blood and how you set up this clan. So, like, if you think about this in the sense of, like, okay, world building, and let's say it's a huge novel series and each route would be like a 500-page book and it'd be different character, like, it wouldn't be the same woman, right? You know what I mean? As opposed to an Otome game that altogether isn't going to take It takes us forever to do it. But you know what I mean? Each one was its own novel in a series. Like, that would be a huge contention. There'd be a lot more in the delving into, like, the way it works in their, how it's in their blood and how they have to do what Fae women say and that kind of a thing. And then why, when he kills the queen or even claims he kills the queen, you know, it's so hard for his family to deal with it. So the fact that they even just kind of threw it in there and they were thinking about that level of it is like, it's very nice, because you know that there are times in games where you're like, they're like, don't worry about it. This is the reason why, and don't worry about it. And then you're like, okay, but why? I know you told me that this person did A, but is there a reason why they did A aside from for plot? You know what I mean? And like, I feel like so far what we've seen in this game is they've at least given us adequate reasons. And it's like, well, the plot, we're doing it for this, but there's at least a reason behind it. Like, Lucas didn't want to be involved, and it wasn't just like, well, he just did it just because. Alfred did it because he was told to do it, and he followed, like, but he kind of fought with it. But at least everyone's motivations are different. You know what I mean? Linus, it's in his blood. He was told to do this. He was also a child and didn't know they were going to kill everyone. He was like, I was told that the queen said, we got to do this, and that's my job. I'm going to do this. I found the girl. Cool. Like, not really thinking about it. He's a child, you know? And then Lucas was like, I don't want to do this, and was brainwashed into doing it and was controlled and had no idea he was being a puppet. Alfred did it because the queen demanded it. I'm one of the 5 houses. I have to go do it, even though this is some fucked up shit. And he did make the choice to do it, even if he didn't like doing it. You know what I mean? But like, sometimes you're in those impossible scenarios. But I like that it wasn't, that so far they haven't gone through and been like, everyone did it because the queen said to, even though they didn't want to do it and they were in that tough position. And like, everybody's motivations and the reasons for doing it and everything are different. Like, it adds a nice perspective, you know? I feel like when we get to Edward's, it's going to be his father and everything was involved. Edward probably had nothing to do with it because Edmund's still around and Lily's still around. And I feel like they're going to be the ones that we're going to have to want to kill as opposed to Edward. You know what I mean? Because, like, Edward's slated to take over his house. Lucas is already the head of house. Alfred's already the head of house. Like, Linus is now the head of his house, or he might be next in line. But, you know, we don't see any of their parents or anything like that because they're either dead or just not pertinent. So the fact that Edward has a father tries to tell me that, okay, it's not going to be Edward that was really involved in killing our family. It's going to be Edmund that was involved in killing our family. And that's going to be how he differentiates. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to have any clue of what went on. So, and that's how they get him out of, you know, us killing him. It's like, well, I'm going to kill your dad. And he's going to be like, wait, no, don't. Maybe if we try to kill Lily, he'll be upset. But anyway, I will see you guys next time, and we will do the bad ending. So remember to give the video a big thumbs up. Well, we'll start the bad endings because they take 2 parts. Anyway, big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.